According to you live, it's not Saturday, except it is Saturday. It's almost Saturday night, but we already used the Saturday Night Live joke here. Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Summerman, and welcome back for more Mario Super Picross. Yeah.
Wow, that was a switch from 180 to 0 real quick.
180 to 0, I'll appreciate the
Normally
compliment.
it's the other way around, you just went the opposite.
Well, I already did the Saturday Night Live joke before, so...
No, I mean, they escalated to just calm. You did the other way around from what people typically do.
Well, I'm probably calm because... Oh, dear God.
I mean, tone of voice, not like...
Yeah, I know. So we got 12 more of these stages left here, and... I don't even know what the fudge to think about half of these.
Well, I will say right now, I very much hate the 20 by 20s. I don't know if that's very blatantly obvious, but I feel like it is.
Yeah. I think a lot of us probably...
Like, they start out, because they're not that bad. It's when they start to get complicated, where I'm like, oh, God. But yeah, I had the interesting adventure yesterday of... Because I finally caved on deciding to start to buy stuff for my PS1 again.
Okay.
So I went through what I have left from like ever ago, which is admittedly very little from stuff that I kept. And the only reason I don't have a ton is because I've thrown most of it out. Not because I didn't like the games, but because they were literally too scratched to function.
I mean, that makes sense.
Especially because I was a little kid at that point who did not know how to treat discs.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were probably like that.
So, it was the adventure of going through what I'd left, trying to figure out what in the fresh hell worked, and what else I needed to ditch, / what stuff I need to actually replace.
Yeah.
Cases and stuff, because a lot of the cases even got crushed enough where they don't, like, from an outside standpoint, they're fine, but literally the thing that holds the CD in place on the middle is cracked.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, crap.
I'm kind of just loosely guessing this thing on the left is maybe like a helicopter or something, because that's what it's kind of looking like at least. It's probably not, but I mean, that's just the kind of vibe I'm getting from it here.
I mean, I could see why you would think that.
What? Oh.
Oh. My brain remembering how these puzzles work after, like, months.
Yeah, we haven't actually recorded this since March sometime. Before, like, this is the first time we're actually recording this since the LP's gone public.
Yes. I was gonna say no, but then I'm like, yes.
Yeah, because I remember making weird jokes about that during Island Expo, and that was...
Oh, yeah.
Damn it.
Oh! It's the block under that, not the block above. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Well, we're already off to a good start, and we got 12 of these to go through. God, I hate these 10 by 10s. I'll be so glad once we move on to the Wario stuff.
10 by 10s? These are not
20 by 20, shut up.
Okay, I was gonna say, the 10 by 10s
And of course it gave us the 0 for one of those. Of freaking course it was.
Oh, right. It's...
I actually was gonna mention this, like, I found out you can give up, like, 5 minutes for a hint and also change the background music.
Oh, things you learn after the fact. Going back to of the PS1 stuff I still currently own, but just for not even nostalgia purposes, just, like, curious as to what the heck worked.
Yeah.
Which I needed to do at some point anyway if I'm gonna start buying stuff for it again, but it was just really funny to go back through stuff, and I was surprised at some of the stuff that still worked, where I'm like, A, since why do I still own this, but also it still works? Question mark? That doesn't seem right. Especially because a lot of it was stuff that I played somewhat often. Like, the stuff that I played the most is the stuff I had to toss, but... That makes sense, but there is still stuff I played, like, increasingly often that still somehow managed to work, where I was like, that doesn't seem like that makes sense, but okay.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like, my copy of, the second Gex game I have still works.
That's just mine as well. Okay, like...
Damn it.
I can tell some of us are more focused than the other here.
No, I just kind of zoned out for like 2 or 3 clicks.
I'm aware of that.
No, yeah, like, that's a game that I have that I was genuinely surprised still worked. Like, by a long shot.
Yeah. Funny enough, I do also own Gex, although I have the N64 version of that.
Yeah, no, I'm probably, if I can find them, gonna pick up the other 2 of them out of the trilogy. Yeah. Especially because I've played bits and pieces of 3 before. I don't know if I've ever, weirdly enough.
Yeah, for me, Gex
but I know I've played a demo of 3 for sure.
Yeah, Gex, I mean, Gex 1 was never on N64, it was only Gex 2 and 3, which I guess makes sense. Gex 1's like a 2D platformer.
Yeah, that's why. I don't know if I've, as I said, I don't know if I've ever played that one, but the rest of them, I'm positive I've played. I owned 2, and I had a PlayStation demo disc somewhere that I'm 100% sure that I don't still own, but did have a preview or whatever for Gex 3 on it at some point.
Yeah.
But it's probably one of the ones that got tossed in the mess of... like, just even, like, losing stuff over the years in terms of, like, stuff that I don't have anymore. Because some of the stuff was just straight up tossed due to not working, but then there was other stuff where I just eventually misplaced it or lost it or stuff like that.
I'm noticing this on the left here is very symmetrical. I'm kind of liking it for that. Yeah, this has definitely got to be a helicopter of some kind.
Yeah, some kind at least.
There we go. Yeah.
I think we had much left there.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. Yeah, I know with Gex, for me, it's kind of funny, because, like, I remember, like, for me with Gex, I remember for some reason when you brought your copy of Gex for, like, a show and tell thing one time.
For, like, grade 1 show and tell.
Yes, it was grade 1. Because I also brought... I also brought, like, a board game that same day. What's that game where you have to place all the pieces in the holes in, like, a time limit? You know what I'm talking about?
It's either Perfection or it has a second name on it too. I can't remember what the other one is though.
I think Perfection sounds about right.
It's Perfection, but there's a different title that it also like would have sold by, but I don't remember what it's called.
It was probably Perfection, but anyway.
That's the one I remember it being called anyway.
Yeah. Of course, it gives us like actually.
No, yeah, Gex is one of those things that I'm surprised that I still genuinely own, let alone works.
Gex is one of those weird franchises that, like, I keep thinking should be as niche as like, humanly possible, yet it's not really. Like, it is, but also, I feel like almost everyone I know knows about it in some way.
I mean, I feel like it's one of those things where it definitely depends on who you talk to, because I feel like to some people it's niche, but to other people it's like, no.
Yeah.
Not as much. Also, because I was too lazy, I'm using our giant, like, 75-inch TV in our living room. Is that necessary? Probably not, but no.
Oh, you're recording that in your living room?
I'm literally sitting in my living room using my, like, the Switch on our giant 75-inch TV with my Picross.
Fun. For puzzle... Well, actually, these puzzles are kind of big, but yeah, for other puzzles that are probably, like...
Not reading that big is necessary, but I was like, I'm literally... I don't care.
Yeah.
I was just like, it's convenient, so, like, why not? Is that also probably me being lazy? Also, yes. But, you know.
I mean, you do what you gotta do sometimes. It's not like any of the equipment set up
It's
in
not
your...
even have to. It's just I was like, might as well.
Yeah.
You want to know what I find that's really kind of interesting, too?
Is this about Gex?
Well, just PS1 games in general, where even games I would have owned, I never remember finishing playing any of them.
Hmm.
Oddly enough, for some weird reason. Like, whether it be Spyro 2 or any of the... Like, Gex 3, I know I had in demo for sure. But, like, I never remember finishing the Gex that I own. Like, just such a weird...
Hmm.
thing where I'm just like, oh yeah, I own all these games. Do I ever remember finishing them? Not at all.
I think Gex could get pretty tricky at points, if I remember right.
And I mean, even if it did, whether or not I remember, I didn't remember playing the first level when I tested it yesterday, so like... I'm like, I remember none of this.
The freaking Looney Tunes, like, level?
Yeah.
I'm going through a marking off where we haven't been here.
Which is really funny, because I guess my brain has been in retro mode for games for the most part. Because when I
Welcome to the club.
play my PS1 stuff, I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 2. So, like... It's kind of in an older game stuff mood at the moment, I guess.
Good, good. Welcome to the days when games actually were good. Okay. Oh, I think I might know what this
I have
is.
actually ended up ordering a couple of games off eBay for my PS1 that was stuff that I knew that I owned, or is like replacement stuff. So I'll have other stuff than like the 3 that I have at the moment, but oh, it's 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
There we go.
Yeah. The goddamn 16.
On 16, life is sweet when you're growing up so fast.
Not that one.
You gotta make the good times last. It's tail time. That's what I call getting some tail.
But it was really funny too, because I forgot Pirates of the Caribbean is in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Even though I say like every other...
No, I know you mentioned it before, I just kind of collectively forgot it in my brain. But it's really funny, because, like, to be fair, for the most part, Kingdom Hearts kind of has, like, that animated look type thing, which, duh, but... It's just really funny because Pirates of the Caribbean, in comparison, is like a lot more realistic looking. So the first time I genuinely did that world, I was like, what the... Is this the same game? And then I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's because Pirates of the Caribbean is live action, dingus.
Yeah. It's not the only live-action thing in Kingdom Hearts, so get comfortable.
No, I know that. I know it's one of the bigger ones, but...
Yeah. Then again, I think Kingdom Hearts 2 just says Tron and Pirates, I think, are like the only 2 live-action ones.
Yeah, I mean, I know Tron's there. I don't think I've gotten far enough into the story to hit it yet.
Yeah, I think it is a pretty late game world, if I remember right.
Like, in the next little bit, though. Like, I think I'm getting close to it. I just don't think I'm quite at that point yet.
I am still playing through a game you were too chicken to finish.
Okay, look, I think I'm not the only person that's ever done that, alright?
Done what?
Because even the video that I watched that was like all the cutscenes or whatever together, half the comments were like, yeah, I'm watching this because I can't be bothered to play this.
It's not that bad, I say, as I've only, like, beaten Jafar, but...
Exactly.
Oh my god, I'm getting...
To be fair, I also think I quit out at a part that most people would probably agree with. Is like probably one of the harder parts of the game, so...
I see.
Because it's a boss battle with, one of the characters in the organization. I'd remember the name if someone told me. I can't think of it off the top of my head, though.
Not Axel, I'm guessing?
No, it was past that.
Okay. Like, I mean, to be fair, I think he's, like, the first boss in the game, so...
Vexen?
Vexen, okay, maybe.
I think. If it's the boss, which I think you're actually supposed to fight him twice, and people say the second one is even stupider than the first one, so...
When I think of the organization members, I mean, I never remember them by name besides Axel, because he's, like, the only, like, the most important one of them, but, like, there's this one I just remember in Kingdom Hearts 2 that can only be described as Dance, Water, Dance, and I know that gives, like, people, like, PTSD about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, the only
That
reason I
one
know by name is they're like the boss fight ones for Kingdom Hearts that from Rechain of Memories that I didn't quit on. So, that, and I've watched the story, so I feel like when I did it that way, I've kind of retained it more rather than me suffering through playing it, if that makes sense.
No, such dog.
I mean, in terms of retaining the story, me not getting as frustrated, like not remembering story stuff because I'm frustrated as to where the heck I'm at, but maybe that's just me. So yeah, I think I'm about like almost 2/3 of the way of Kingdom Hearts, I think. The second one, I mean.
Okay.
Somewhere around there, anyway. Granted, I'm still missing a ton of the optional stuff at the moment, but I'll probably end up going back for a lot of it after.
Yeah, I think I'm realizing what this is, actually. Maybe not. Definitely can't. We're also running out of time really badly here.
No, I'm not.
Oh, this road's like complete here, actually. I think that was on you there.
5. Okay, that's what it is. That's 2 on the end, and then there's a 5 in the middle. I mean, to be fair, I have had lots of fun playing the parts that I have played so far, though. So.
Of 2 or Routine of Memories?
No. 2. Not
Was.
that hellhole. I still have my save file, so if I want to go back and beat it someday, it's there, but the odds of that happening are slim to none.
Was. Come on.
But yeah, I'm still missing lots of the puzzle pieces and all the side missions and that kind of thing, but...
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really bother with, like, the...
No, like, I'll probably do them, but it'll probably be, like, like, when I, like, get to, like, the part that I know is the last part of the story, I probably won't finish the main story. Like, I'll probably go back and do all that side stuff first, and then...
I mean, did you bother with, like, all, like, the Dalmatians and stuff, or...
Oh. It's my OCD. It can't help it.
Wait, so are you saying you did deal with the Dalmatians?
Oh, 1,000%.
Wow, I'm actually kind of shocked.
It would piss my OCD off if I didn't.
Well, that's more than I did.
Because it bothered me when I couldn't get them all because I didn't have the moves initially. So...
I'd really like to see you play Donkey Kong 64 someday. Oh god, I'll be so glad when we're done with these fucking 20x20s.
I very much agree. But oh yeah, which is funny, because in terms of some games, I don't really overly care if I complete everything. Kingdom Hearts, I can apparently be bothered to. But it's funny, because there's other games I couldn't care less about, where I'm like, completionist? Nah.
Yeah, like, I'm usually kind of a completionist when it comes to certain games, and, like, I usually like trying to go for 100% usually, but... I don't know, for my first playthrough, I didn't really feel like I needed to...
No, and that's fair. It's just, it's funny, because apparently it's completely game-dependent for me. Where, like, some games I'm like, I need everything, and then there's other games where I'm like, I just don't care.
Like, what would be an example of one where you just wouldn't care?
I'm trying to think. Like Crash, I don't overly care.
Okay, that's fair.
Just in general, like...
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I can list plenty of games where I'm like, oh yeah, I did absolutely everything because it felt necessary to my brain.
Yeah, I mean, not even getting into, like, newer
it's
Crash...
Not even a difficulty thing, it's just my brain either is absorbed enough into a game to care to do absolutely everything, or it'll, like, play the main stuff and then just like, yeah, no, I'm done. Is typically how it works. It's so weird. And especially because it's either one or the other, and there's no in-between. I lose track of where the heck my colored pointer is.
You're green, remember?
No, I know that. I just lost where I was in the screen there for a second. Which is funny, because I shouldn't, considering the size of TV I'm using right now, but...
Yeah, exactly.
Should be the complete opposite of that issue. That done.
Yeah, what's that sound that I keep hearing there?
I don't know why. Oh, that's literally probably just our stupid family group chat going off on my phone. Because Dad and them are probably sending pictures and stuff, I think.
Yeah, that's most likely what I'm hearing then. Sailboat. That looks a lot like the sprite of the boat in Mario 3.
Okay, good. Dog's overtaking a nap. Good.